The University of Liverpool is one of UK's historic research-focused universities. It's one of the original red brick institutions. So something that I always say is, especially when students come up asking for what program has a better scope, so I always tell them that you basically make the scope out of a program, because if you're good at something, you will kind of end up making good money out of it or doing well in terms of the career. Our employability team is award winning, and that is because they're so hands-on with the kind of opportunities that they bring to the students. So whether it's getting them connected to the right kind of network, the right kind of employers, organizing such events for them, such workshops for them, helping build their resumes, etc., or helping them find part-time jobs on campus or off campus. So Liverpool consistently ranks as a very student-friendly city. At one point, it was top 10 most affordable cities in the UK for students as well. It's so dynamic, culturally rich, so happening and exciting.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Aspire Talks. Today, we are joined by Minahil Omer, who is the recruitment officer at the University of Liverpool. Minahil, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm very well. I've been looking forward to it, so I'm very excited to be here.
We're really glad to have you here. So, I don't feel like the University of Liverpool needs much of an introduction, but for those of our viewers who need some catching up, could you tell us a little about the university and your role there?
Yes, so the University of Liverpool is one of UK's historic research-focused universities. It stretches back to the 19th century. It's one of the original red brick institutions. It is also one of the founding members of the Russell Group, which is a research-focused group of world-leading institutions. Today, Liverpool consistently ranks amongst top 150 globally as per QS World Rankings. And it also lands in top 20 in the UK as per National League tables. And what this means for the student is that you're basically signing up for an institution that sits well in terms of global rankings, that sits well in terms of its connection to the industry, and that you will be landing yourself amongst peers and alumni from a very strong global network as well.
That's amazing. And so you are responsible for, recruitment in Pakistan. So if you can just tell us a little about, the support you provide students and how that works.
Yes, so basically I look after everything University of Liverpool in Pakistan, whether that means connecting with stakeholders, with people who help us support with the recruitment, and the students, of course. So we recruit within schools, within universities for undergrad, postgrad, and all sorts. I deal with all sorts of queries, basically.
Great. So, since the University of Liverpool is a Russell Group institution, I'm sure it comes with like a Russell Group price tag. And, the fee structure can sometimes be intimidating for students,
Yes.
right? We've had a lot of students who have felt like they've really wanted to go to Liverpool and they've had the grades for it, but they felt like, funding might be a bit of a deal breaker. So, what would you say to those students?
I mean, it is true. I won't deny that it does come with international tuition in itself is an investment,
Of course.
especially coming from an economy like ours. But then, you also kind of get the ROI on it because you're getting that quality, that standing in terms of how, in terms of your employability chance, basically, and all of that. So as for now, we sit at around, like, starting from 26k pounds for undergrad and postgrad programs, but obviously they vary by discipline. But of course, to support that and to kind of help ease that burden, we do have scholarships and bursaries, some of which are merit-based, and you can find all of that. We have a scholarship finder on our official
Amazing.
university website. So students put in their course that they're applying for, what country they're coming from, and they kind of get a list of all the scholarships that they're eligible for. So, I mean, yes, it is expensive, but then there's all of this to kind of ease the burden, as I said before. So even in terms of accommodation, students have a lot of flexibility in terms of their budget, because we've got on-campus options available with bills included, but then we've got private shared accommodations also.
Okay.
So on campus, we've got 9 different accommodations to choose from, and the purpose is so that we've got a bit to offer to students coming from all sorts of budget
Amazing.
requirements. So with the right kind of planning and the right kind of guidance, I think you can kind of make it work.
Amazing. And I'm sure there are scholarships that are specifically for international students as well,
Yes,
right?
we've got some specifically for students coming from Pakistan. So all students coming from Pakistan, as well as a few other countries, will get it. But then there's some that are merit-based, for which you need to have a first-class degree or 3 A's, for example. So we've got a bit of everything.
Okay, that's great to know. So in terms of other sort of day-to-day expenses, like what is Liverpool like in, when it comes to sort of living expenses, travel, things like that? Is that more on the affordable side if you had to sort of compare it to like London, for
Yeah,
instance?
definitely is. Compared to London, for sure. Also, compared to the Southeast in general as well. So, Liverpool consistently ranks as a very student friendly city. And that is, yes, because it is literally friendly also, but then also because it is very student friendly in terms of budget friendly. At one point it was top 10 most affordable cities in the UK for students as well. So I think your day-to-day expenses, your utilities, your accommodation, travel, a bit of entertainment included, all of that kind of comes down to about 900 to 1100k per month.
Okay.
1100 pounds per month. And apart from that, because it's a student city, so students get discounts consistently on
Okay.
so many things, different shops, restaurants as well, transport discounts as well. So it's kind of built in a way that it's consistently supporting students.
Amazing. And like you said, I mean, 1100, that's like considerably lower than,
Yes, yes,
London would cost, for
for
instance.
sure.
So, even if we set funding aside, it's obviously going to be challenging to get into an institution like Liverpool, right, of that sort of stature. And not everyone has the chance to hear from the representative, about how they can sort of maximize their chances. So I'm just wondering if you could tell us a little about what students can do to increase their chances of securing a place at Liverpool, what a good application looks like.
So Liverpool, as most of the other Russell Group universities, yes, we value academic standing, but then also how passionate you are, and how we can kind of see from your profile how well that reflects. So again, in terms of the mistakes that you mentioned, I can't stress on this enough. The personal statement really, really matters, because we're not just trying to see your merits or the kind of journey that you've had quantitatively, but we're also trying to see just how it led you to kind of applying to the university, and what kind of motives that you're coming with, and so your intent, your passion, just how serious you are about it, and of course then grades, they also really matter. So your personal statement, of course, in terms of its content, and then also generic personal statement. Students make these mistakes a
Of
lot
course,
because,
chat
of course,
GPT.
yes, so they're applying to multiple universities and they would use the same script every time, but then
Yeah.
you really have to tailor it according to the university that you're applying to and the course that you're applying to. So these tiny mistakes, and of course, with the right kind guidance, you can overcome this.
Definitely. And I feel like another huge mistake that we've seen is students applying really late, right? Like really close to the deadline. So I'm sure that also makes, a difference.
Yes, because again, some of the programs fill up really, really fast, especially some of the niche programs. And then also by applying late, you miss out your chance to avail a lot of scholarships as well, because the window for scholarships is much narrower than the general application
Of
deadline.
course.
So it's always advisable to be applying as soon as you basically can.
Of course. And so, like you said, it's a bit of an investment, of course. And so when students are making that investment, they're obviously thinking, in terms of their future, how it's sort of going to, set them up for like a high paying job, for instance. So I'm just wondering, what are some of those programs that you see students choosing at the University of Liverpool to sort of tap into, the specific industries and things that, help them launch a future proof career?
So something that I always say is especially when students come up asking for what program has a better scope. So I always tell them that you basically make the scope out of a
Of
program,
course.
because if you're good at something, you will kind of end up making good money out of it or doing well in terms of the career.
Exactly.
But then in terms of the careers that are currently booming, so we have a huge portfolio of the kind of programs that we offer. And so science and tech seem to be really the thing right now. So whether we're talking about AI, robotics, tech-related programs, we have all of that. Our management and business school is triple accredited. So
Amazing.
that stands really well in terms of the quality we're offering. And then we've got a very good healthcare and life sciences program. Our veterinary sciences is the best in the UK. We've got a
Amazing.
very good nursing school and allied health programs, basically. And then how all of that ties to employability is that most of these programs come with a year in industry option, where
Okay.
students get to spend an entire year working a full-time role, which is relevant to the degree that they're getting. And then also outside of that, also our employability team is award winning. And that is because they're so hands on with the kind of opportunities that they bring to the students. So whether it's getting them connected to the right kind of network, the right kind of employers, organizing such events for them, such workshops for them, helping build their resumes, etc., or helping them find part-time jobs
Of
on
course.
campus or off campus. So all of this combined is more than just a resume filler, because you're getting the hands-on practical knowledge while you're also learning the theory. And this is exactly what this kind of experience is exactly what employers are looking for. So you definitely have that edge on graduation.
Of course, and I think globally, the sort of focus has moved away from just pure academics to more sort of hands-on learning, ensuring that students are equipped, with some work experience before they actually enter the job market. And clearly, the
That is
University of
true.
Liverpool takes that really seriously.
That is true.
I'm also interested in knowing, so obviously, there are a lot of things that the University of Liverpool is known for, specific programs and things like that, some of which you mentioned as well. Are there any programs that are sort of underrated at Liverpool? That Liverpool is really sort of strong, like they offer really strong programs in those fields, but maybe not everyone knows about them.
Um, so if I speak specifically from the point of view of Pakistani students, I would say allied health sciences is something that is a bit
Okay.
overlooked. Even though those programs are a bit tougher to get into because they're highly competitive and they don't have a lot of places that they offer every year, but still, like nursing and veterinary sciences, as I mentioned. Then architecture, we do very
Okay.
well with that. MBA business, it's already triple accredited, so those are obviously very nice. And then sustainability programs, I don't see a lot of Pakistani students going for those programs. So
Yeah.
sustainability, environment related, neuroscience, and also social sciences, humanities, cultural sciences, all of those, because Liverpool as a city itself is very culturally rich as well. So all of those it only makes sense if you kind of choose Liverpool to pursue those programs.
Amazing. And I think, whether it's for career prospects or, even just for the love of academia, whatever a student chooses, the University of Liverpool sort of gives them this platform through which they sort of can go on to do great things. So, are there any sort of success stories that come to mind? Maybe Pakistani alumni who have had some impressive achievements?
Yes, we have a really big and a very well connected network of alumni. So when you're graduating from the university, on top of the degree, you also graduating and becoming part of a network of around 270,000 alumni who have gone on to do great things in a plethora of fields. So whether it's going on and working in government organizations or take up leadership positions or have startups of their own
Of course.
and excel in entrepreneurial roles or become part of already big companies like Amazon Music and Coca-Cola. And for Pakistani communities also, what we do is we very regularly host events where we're basically aiming to connect alumni to prospective as well as current students so that students can get that hands-on guidance from people who have actually
Okay.
already gone through that journey. So they talk about their time at Liverpool, how that shaped their career prospect, how it assisted them in kind of, getting ahead of their career and, kind of the kind of advice they would like to give to students as well. So we regularly engage them in our activities, recruitment activities, as well as marketing activities so that students can get that first-hand opinion or experience about the university.
Amazing. So the support that they get, it's not just while they're studying there, but that sort of extends beyond, like after they graduate as well. They sort of continue to get that support from the university, which I think is
Yeah,
amazing.
also from the employability team, so they can still come back to the employability team to have their resumes updated or fixed or have access to those networking or employer activities, etc. So yes, they're kind of always connected to their second home.
That's amazing. So, the kind of students who find themselves in the position where, they have to sort of like if they've decided to go to the UK, they're looking at top institutions, maybe comparing Russell Group universities. A lot of the times it's more than just, the academics that they're looking at, right? It might even come down to things like, just the campus vibe or like experience and stuff like that. So could you sort of describe Liverpool, in terms of campus experience? What can a student sort of expect when they're on campus?
Beautiful, very vibrant campus life. So it offers everything. So you've got the traditional red brick experience as well as some really modern high tech buildings as well. So you get a best of both worlds. And then there's always so much happening on campus. It's really multicultural. It's you get to meet people from all sorts of backgrounds. It's very inclusive. It's very supportive. There's all sorts of help available. Career help we've already spoken about, but also mental health. Then finance help. So if you need help budgeting, because obviously it's a whole new experience, right? So budgeting, financing, all of that. And then we've got so many societies. There are about 100 plus societies to choose from. There are cultural groups. And so there's a bit of everything to offer to everyone. And if still somehow you feel like you can't find something of your liking, we actually encourage students to make up societies of their own as well.
Oh, amazing.
So there's that as well.
Great. And that brings me to another question around like, are there like things like on campus jobs? And, because again, students can work part time while they're studying. So is that, a possibility as well?
Yes, there are on campus jobs. So a lot of students actually also kind of do internships with the employability team itself. So they recruit students
Oh,
as
wow.
well, and then they students are helping around the departments, other departments as well, faculties as well. So we do have all of that, and then the employability team also connects them to jobs, part-time jobs off campus also.
Okay.
So yeah, again, employability team award winning for a reason.
Of course. And what is Liverpool like? So, like, what's, the vibe off campus? Like, I think you've talked a little bit about this, but I'm just wondering, what are the sort of sites in Liverpool? What can a student sort of look forward to when they get there?
Yeah, so before I had actually gone down to see the city, I used to kind of just like pitch things that I'd heard from people and
Okay.
also the kind of vibes that I got off pictures. But now that I've actually been there, I can vouch for the fact that it's so dynamic, culturally rich, so happening and exciting. Also, because It's a student city. It's very rich in student life. So, very young, energetic,
Okay.
rich in sports, rich in
Of
music,
course.
of course,
Yeah.
rich in music, rich in culture, food. It's a port city. So that is also exciting. And being a port city, also naturally, there's a lot of employability opportunities as well.
Of course.
And then the campus itself is so close to the city center. So the city center is really accessible. You can literally walk to the city center as well. So very exciting. Very like I think it has got a bit to offer to everyone. That's the best part about the city.
Sounds really fun. What was your sort of, favorite thing that you did there, or like, an activity, maybe something that you saw?
A lot. I think there was so much to take in terms of the campus itself. I still don't think I've seen everything that's available on campus, to be honest. But then, other than that, I think the energy, because you just naturally feel so happy being there because
Okay.
it has that energy, it has that vibe, and it's very welcoming. The people are really friendly, and I think because it's multicultural as well,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of acceptance around people coming from different cultures, and you feel at home. Especially people from so Pakistani students, for example, there's so many desi restaurants as well.
Oh, wow.
Halal food options, halal grocery store options. So, yeah, you feel at home.
That's really great to know. So that brings us to the end of our conversation. Thank you so much for giving us such a sort of practical look at life at Liverpool. It's been lovely having you on the podcast.
Thank you, Gail. I hope whatever we spoke about can help students and help students make their decision, basically.
I'm sure it will. And thank you to everyone for tuning in. See you next time.